तजद जय श्री प्रभुपद
Krishna ji Prabhu, Anand Pranam to Chila Prabhupada.
Okay, who wants to read the Mangalacharna prayers?
Prabhu, can I do?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu, I cannot do.
That was nice try, Prabhu. Okay, who will do?
I'll let all the others do if they want.
Vajari Prabhu, can you chant?
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Oh, yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manoambishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayamarupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavasa Shri Rupam Sagre Jatam Sagana Raghunantan Vintam Sajivam Savadetam Savadhutam Parijan Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sagana Lalita Shri Vikrantkanvintwas हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
Hero Prabhu, are you ready to read? Last time Hero Prabhu said.
All right. Yes.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Okay, where do we start?
We start the chapter 51, Krishna the Rancher.
Okay, wait a minute. I will
What is rancher?
I don't even know. Isn't it something to do with ranch? Isn't that something mikä maatila, like a ranch?
Oh, is it? Yeah. But what does it mean? Do you, Jenny Prabhu, know what is rancher?
What is rancher? There was actually what is rancher and what does it have to do with Hindu gods?
No, I don't know, Prabhu. I'm trying.
Yes, Prabhu.
What does it say?
Yeah. Maybe we will find out.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Okay. Change this better. Yes, now. Okay, so when Muchukunda, the celebrated descendant of the Ikshvaku dynasty, was favored by Lord Krishna, he circumambulated the Lord within the cave and then came out. On coming out of the cave, Muchukunda saw that the stature of the human species had surprisingly been reduced to pygmy size. Similarly, the trees had also far reduced in size, and Muchukunda could immediately understand that the current age was Kali Yuga. Therefore, without diverting his attention, he began to travel north. Eventually, he reached the mountain known as Gandamadana. It appeared there were many trees on this mountain, such as sandalwood and other flower trees, the flavor of which made what? Why is my screen? Did it happen in my? Oh, I'm sorry, my screen went.
Yeah,
I
maybe
thought it was too. I think it was water or something on my screen, so it made it. Okay, he decided to the flavor of which made where was I? The flavor of which made anyone joyful who reached them. He decided to remain in that Gandamadana mountain region in order to execute austerities and penances for the rest of his life. It appears that this place is situated in the northernmost part of the Himalayan mountains, where the abode of Narayana is situated. Hey, by the way, is it still there in the Himalayan mountains, northernmost part?
Yes, Prabhu.
This place. Oh, okay, cool. So it's
Yes,
even
Prabhu.
yeah.
But they only because I think they can only see the what it is, the Mount Everest also as the highest point. So I don't think they know about all the places in Himalayas. There is a lot of hidden places in Himalayas.
Oh, the subtle
Uh,
things.
So,
That you need-
sorry to disturb. This is what chapter, please?
Hare Krishna,
51, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu's
51.
please
Thank you.
accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhu,
Prabhu. Please
Dandat Pranam,
accept
Jai
my
Srila
Ogro
Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada.
So what had happened in previous chapter, there was King Muchukunda who was sleeping in the cave because he was fighting, and Krishna ran in the cave, and one demon was chasing him, and then the demon told Muchukunda he's Krishna. Then he kicked his head, and Muchukunda had an benediction that if someone wakes him up, immediately he will burn that person with his scythe. So then he got burned, and from that we continue. Yeah, now Muchukunda comes out of the cave. He has slept in the cave for very long time, and the yugas has changed, and now he comes out, and everything has reduced in size. And he's huge, and everything other is like small, and he's wondering. Now it's describing what he's seeing. Yes, Prabhu, we can continue from this part.
Okay. It appears that this place is situated in the northernmost part of the Himalayan mountains, where the abode of Narayana is situated. This place is still existing and is called Padarikashrama. In Padarikashrama, he engaged himself in the worship of Lord Krishna, forgetting all pain and pleasure and the other dualities of this material world. Lord Krishna also returned to the vicinity of the city of Mathura and began to fight with the soldiers of Kalayavana and killed them one after another. And after this, he collected all the booty from the dead body. I'm sorry. And under his direction, it was loaded on bullock carts by big men and brought back to Dwaraka. Meanwhile, Jarasandha again attacked Mathura, this time with bigger divisions of soldiers numbering 23 Akshauhinis. Our Lord Sri Krishna wanted to save Mathura from the 18th attack of the great military divisions of King Jarasandha. In order to prevent further killing soldiers and other important business, Lord Krishna left the battlefield without fighting. Actually, he was not at all afraid, but he pretended to be an ordinary human being, frightened by the immense quantity of soldiers and resources of Jarasandha. Without any weapons, he left the battlefield. Although his lotus feet were as soft as the petals of the lotus flower, he proceeded for a very long distance on foot. Thank you, Prabhus. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Haribol. Oh, yeah, so Krishna didn't fight, he left the battlefield. Okay, who wants to continue? Hare Krishna, Nikhil Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Vivek Prabhu, Dandat
हरे
Pranam.
कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम जय श्री प्रभुपाद हरे कृष्ण बजारी प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम जय श्री प्रभुपाद
I can continue.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, let's all read always one page and then we can change.
One page and can change. Okay.
Cool.
So this page will end at. You will tell me. It's quite finished, right? Only 2 pages.
We have 6 pages.
Oh, 6. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, this page,
You can.
it stops here when this comes. You can stop it to this portion.
Yes. Okay.
Very bold. Thank you, Prabhu.
Jai. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
This time, Chalasanda thought that Krishna and Balaram were very much afraid of his military strength and were fleeing from the battlefield. He began to follow them with all his chariot, horses, and infantry. He thought Krishna and Balaram to be ordinary human beings, and he was trying to measure the activities of the Lord. Krishna is known as Rancher, which means one who has left the battlefield. Oh. In India, especially in Gujarat, there are many temples of Krishna which are known as Temple of Lenchoji. Ordinarily, if a king leaves the battlefield without fighting, he is called a coward. But when Krishna enacts this pastime, leaving the battlefield without fighting, he is worshipped by the devotee. A demon always tries to measure the opulence of Krishna, whereas the devotee never tries to measure his strength and opulence, but always surrender unto him and worship it. By following the footsteps of a pure devotee, we can know that Krishna, the Ranchoji, did not leave the battlefield because he was afraid, but because he had some other purpose. The purpose, as it will be revealed, was to attend to a confidential letter sent by Rukmini, his future first wife. The act of Krishna's leaving the battlefield is a display of one of his 6 opulences. Krishna is the supreme powerful, the supreme wealthy, the supreme famous, the supreme wise, the supreme beautiful. Similarly, he is the supreme renounceur. Srimad Bhagavatam clearly states that he left the battlefield in spite of having ample military strength, even without his militia. However, he alone would have been sufficient to defeat the army of Jalasandha, as he had done 17 times before. Therefore, his leaving the battlefield is an example of his supermost opulence of renunciation. After traversing a very long distance, the brother, pretending to become very tired, to mitigate their weariness, they climb up a very high mountain several miles above sea level. This mountain was called Pravalsana due to constant rain. The peak was always covered with cloud sent by Indra. Jarasandha took it for granted that the two brothers were afraid of his military power and had hidden themselves at the top of the mountain. First, he tried to find them, searching for a long time, but when he failed, he decided to trap and kill them by setting fires around the peak. He therefore surrounded the peak with oil and set it on fire. As the blaze spread more and more, Krishna and Balaram jumped from the top of the mountain down to the ground, a distance of 88 miles. Thus, while the peak was burning up, Krishna and Balaram escaped without being seen by Jarasandha. I stop here.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Okay,
Thank you very much, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. So Krishna and Balaram did a huge jump. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, there is actually a painting about this, right?
Yes, Prabhu. I think we saw
It's
it.
beautiful painting.
Oh yeah, here is one painting. This
Oh
is
yes,
nice
this
paint.
one.
There is another one also, but this is nice also.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Jarasandha didn't think that they will jump. He should have put a huge net on top of the mountain that they cannot jump.
Yes, but they cannot burn also.
Yes, Prabhu.
It's impossible, you know.
Yes, Prabhu.
They're just having some fun, you know.
Yes, Prabhu. But imagine Jarasandha, he was there burning everything and he was thinking, oh, where are the boys? And everything has burned. He's still there, and Krishna and Balaram had left already. Long time. Okay, who wants to continue? Oh,
Can I continue, bro?
yes, Prabhu. See, Jani Prabhu. Next, Jarasandha thinks they died because he cannot find them. Though I killed them with my fire.
Oh yes, yes. Krishna will let him, you know, think that it's okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Amit Prabhu, you can continue.
Yes, bro. So Jarasandh concluded that the two brothers had been burnt to ashes and that there was no need for further fighting. Thinking himself successful in his efforts, he left the city of Mathura and returned to his home in the kingdom of Magad. Gradually, Krishna and Balram reached the city of Dwarka, which was surrounded on all sides by the sea. Following this, Shri Balram married Revati, the daughter of King Revata, ruler of the Anartha province. This is explained in the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. After the marriage of Baldev, Krishna married Rukmini. Rukmini was the daughter of King Bhishmak, ruler of the province known as Vidarbha. Just as Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, Vasudev Rukmini is the supreme goddess of fortune. Uh, yeah. Mahalakshmi, according to the authority of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the expansion of Krishna and Sri Radharani is simultaneous. Krishna expands himself into various Vishnu Tattva forms, and Srimati Radharani expands herself into various Shakti Tattva forms by her internal potency as multi forms of the goddess of fortune. According to Vedic convention, there are 8 kinds of marriages. In the first class marriage system, the parents of the bride and bridegroom arrange the marriage date. Then, in royal style, the bridegroom goes to the house of the bride, and in the presence of brahmanas, priests, and relatives, the bride is given in charity to the bridegroom. Besides this, there are other systems such as Gandharva and Rakshasa marriages. Rukmini was married to Krishna in the Rakshasa style because she was kidnapped by him in the presence of his many rivals like Shishupal, Jarasandh, Salva, and others. While Rukmini was being given in charity to Shishupal, she was snatched from the marriage arena by Krishna, exactly as Garuda snatched a pot of nectar from the demons Rukmini. From the nectar of demons. No, no. Snatched on the pot snatched the pot of nectar from the demons. Rukmini, the only daughter of King Bhishmaka, was executively beautiful. She was known as Ruchi Ranana, which means one who has a beautiful face expanding like a lotus flower. Devotees of Krishna are always anxious to hear about the transcendental activities of the Lord. His activity of fighting, kidnapping, and running away from the battlefield are all transcendental, being on the absolute platform. The devotees take a transcendental interest in hearing one of them. The pure devotee does not make the distinction that some activities of the Lord should be heard and others should be avoided. There is, however, a class of so-called devotees known as Prakrita Sahajiya, who are very interested in hearing about Krishna Rasa Leela with the gopis, but not about his fighting activities with his enemies. they do not know that his bellicose activities and his friendly activities with the gopis are equally transcendental, being on the absolute platform. The transcendental pastimes of
Haribo. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Prabhu. Actually, I have a small doubt. I want to know
Yes,
that,
Prabhu.
um, like, I'm thinking that I didn't do the right thing because, like, actually, now, Prabhu, what is happening from last 2 days? My chanting has decreased from 8 rounds to 3, 4 rounds sometimes. I'm not clear in that. And also, this is Kirtanam, and Shravanam is hearing classes that also decreased. And that is very main thing. But what I'm hearing from devotees constantly, and my bhajan thing, like say, like various bhajans are there in YouTube and all. I hear that and sing that. So from last 2 days, like I was doing that of more and less of chanting and hearing classes, which is important. And I talked also to Karthi Prabhu and Shyam Prabhu regarding this. They also told me that you have to fix stuff in your chanting and hearing. What I'm thinking, due to this, I became little excited more the last 2 days, and I also, when I preached, I kind of was forcing on the words to people. And also, what happened just in evening today, that 2 to 3 friends of mine. I won't say friends, but in first year they were connected to me. After 1 year now, like they, as they're seeing the change in me. So they told me that you should do bhajans in the cultural fest of our college, and we will send you the number. They give me the number. I contacted him, and that person came today. And our whole club of the singing club was there, and they told that, like I was telling him, but little sense of what to say, like making fun, like kind of. I felt that little, that are they making fun, like they're talking in that way. And then I, like small 1 or 2 lines I sung, and after that, like they disappeared, kind of like disappeared, or they wasn't paying attention to me. Now I'm feeling that I didn't do the like right thing, like.
Yes, Prabhu. Just from tomorrow, try to get back to chanting the number of rounds that you've been doing, and also don't try to preach them too much, or give them books. That's the preaching method, because our philosophy lectures usually don't work much. Best way is to give the books. If somehow they read the book, then they can be benefited. Most of
So
them
I only,
reading the books, but
yeah.
if they ask questions, also try to. You don't have to explain them much. You tell them, if you keep reading this book, you will get the answer to this question also, and then you can explain it. But always emphasize the reading, that they do the study themselves.
Okay. And Prabhu, like, if I'm saying something, I should just say about chanting, that chanting is everything. You just chant, and in the morning you can chant as minimum as possible, and you should read little
Yes,
Bhagavad Gita
Prabhu, because
shlokas.
if they're not chanting, or if they're not chanting, they cannot understand the philosophy anyway. So that if we tell it philosophy, that is just to encourage them to chant, because the knowledge comes from inside, from the heart. It doesn't come from our mouths. We cannot give the knowledge through our tongue. But if we make them chant, then the knowledge will come from inside.
Okay, bro. But like, Prabhu, as you say, chanting knowledge comes from inside. Then,
Yes,
then what is the use of like actually scriptures? Like they are containing knowledge, and we say that
yes,
by
Prabhu.
chanting, knowledge will come.
Because that is, you're serving Krishna, you're serving the Paramatma also, when you trying to gather knowledge about him, and then he will reward you. And when you please the spiritual master, that is when you get this knowledge, because he gives you the diksha. Diksha means actually giving the transcendental knowledge by pleasing him. So when you try to read, because the spiritual master has ordered you to read, Prabhupada says, read my books 1, 2 hours a day. It is not the reading that will give you the knowledge. It is that you're following Prabhupada's order of reading that the knowledge will come. Because
Okay, yeah. Means
even if you didn't know English, you didn't know how to read, you just opened the book and looked at the pictures and tried to think about what you're seeing, and you had devotion for that reading, then you will understand it, because it is from inside. I will show you one verse. I'm trying to show it. Who knows
and
this verse?
regarding Prabhu. regarding
Yes, Prabhu.
bhajans, I should stop this because from last 2 3 days it's hampering. What I'm feeling that it's making me too emotional, and people, I don't know, they're perceiving me much oddly because I should be fixed up on myself, not like be emotional and sing bhajans every time and like in outside, and like they kind of made fun, I think. I don't know.
You can sing
Like,
bhajans. There is no bad in singing bhajans. But you can chant also. But there is no chanting is the Mahamantra is best one, but there is no
yes, bro.
but there is usually time
In
and place for
chanting, it should
bhajans.
not be
And then
compromised.
yes,
Yeah.
because best to is if one does kirtan and they hear the names, then even if they make fun, they will be benefited. Because when they make fun, they will also say, "Oh, he's chanting Hare Krishna," and then they will say the name.
Yeah, actually, bro, I chant like sung that song Namaste Narsingaya, and they were hearing. I don't know, they went in anything. After 3 minutes, I opened my eyes and saw them like they were standing and they gone away. Then I asked them, "Where are you?"
Oh,
We have gone to mess to eat.
yes, Prabhu.
I
That's
don't
actually
know.
how
They
the
are
mantra
making
works. Usually,
means.
do you know Gianni Prabhu when he's distributing books and some drunk fellow approaches him, or some crazy fellow, or some demon, or someone, he chants this Namaste Narasimhaya, then they go away.
Oh my God, I sung with full power like
Yeah, all
Namaste
the bad energy. They
Narasimhaya.
cannot stay
Yeah.
there. But see, there is this verse from Madhya 22:107.
No, like few people disappeared and many turned around. Like they were like 15 people are in there. So they turned around, make a circle, and we started discussing among themselves. After like I started doing bhajans. I don't know why.
Yes, Prabhu, but yeah, you don't have to hang around with them too much.
Yes, so I'm not feeling well with them. Like their
Yes.
energy is, yeah, they were very excited, very passionate people. Like no,
Yes,
it's not
Prabhu.
good.
Yeah. But see this verse, can you read this?
Yes, Prabhu. And what I'm feeling, Prabhu, like little fame tendency is in me. That is why I heard them. Na? They told me we sing in college cultural fest. It is not important as of now. It's never important. Our chanting is important. Our like reading is.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu, I'm reading. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, it really awakens. Okay.
This means knowledge also. When the heart is purified, then the knowledge comes naturally. Because it is there already. All this Krishna is there already. The knowledge is there already, but it's covered by ignorance now. Avidya. Okay, who wants to read the next page?
I can
Prabhu,
read.
I'm actually like having assignment, so I'll just mute and I'll hear.
Yes,
Like,
Prabhu. Okay.
I don't have any mind work in that. I'll just use my AI to do that.
Yes,
So,
Prabhu.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Okay,
nice.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, bro. From where, bro? Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, bro. Hare Krishna. Krishna describes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam are relished by pure devotees through submissive oral reception. They do not reject even a drop. The story of Krishna's marriage with Rukmini is described as follows. The king of Vidarbha, Maharaj Bhishmaka, was very qualified and devoted prince. He had 5 sons and only one daughter. The first son was known as Rukmini, the second son Rukmarata, the third Rukmabahu, the fourth and youngest Rukmakesha, and the fifth Rukmamali. The brothers had one young sister Rukmini. She was beautiful and chaste and was meant to be married to Lord Krishna. Many saintly persons and sages like Narada Muni and others used to visit the palace of King Bhishmaka. Naturally, Rukmini had a chance to talk with them, and in this way, she obtained information about Krishna. She was informed about the six opulences of Krishna. By hearing about him, she decided to surrender herself to his lotus feet and become his wife. Krishna had also heard of Rukmini. She was the reservoir of all transcendental qualities: intelligence, liberal mindedness, exquisite beauty, and righteous behavior. Krishna therefore decided that she was fit to be his wife. All of the family members and relatives of King Bhishmaka decided that Rukmini should be given in marriage to Krishna. However, her elder brother Rukmini, despite the desire of the others, arranged for her marriage with Shishupala, a determined enemy of Krishna. When black-eyed, beautiful Rukmini heard the settlement, she immediately became very morose. However, being a king's daughter, she understood political diplomacy and decided that there was no use in simply becoming morose. Some steps should be taken immediately. After some deliberation, she decided to send a message to Krishna, and so that she may not be deceived, she selected a qualified Brahmana as her messenger. Such a qualified Brahmana is also always he is a devotee of Vishnu. Without delay, the Brahmana was sent to Dwarka. Reaching the gate of Dwarka, the Brahmana informed the doorkeeper of his arrival, and the doorkeeper led him to place where Krishna was sitting on a golden throne. Since the Brahmana had the uh, opportunity of being Rukmini's messenger, he was fortunate enough to see the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, who is the original cause of all causes. The Brahmana, she is the spiritual teacher of all the social divisions. Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, in order to teach everyone the Vedic etiquette of how to respect a Brahmana, immediately got up and offered him his throne. When the Brahmana was seated on the golden throne, Lord Shri Krishna began to worship him exactly in the manner in which the demigods worship Krishna. In this way, he taught everyone that worship his devotee is more valuable than worshipping himself. In due time, the Brahmana took his bath, accepted his meals, and took to rest on a bedstead, completely bedecked with the silk, soft silk, as he was resting, Lord Shri Krishna silently approached and with great respect, but the Brahmana's legs on his lap and began to massage them. In this way, Krishna appeared before the Brahmana and said, "My dear Brahmana, I hope that you are executing the religious principles without any difficulty and that your mind is always in the peaceful condition. Different classes of people in the social system are engaged in various professions, and when one inquires as to the well-being of a particular person, it must be done on the basis of that person's occupation. Therefore, when one inquiries as to the welfare of a brahmana, the questions should be uh, the question the question should be worded according to his condition of life, as not to disturb him. A peaceful mind is the basis for becoming truthful, clean, equipoised, self-controlled, and tolerate. Those by attaining knowledge and knowing its practical application in life, one becomes convinced about the absolute truth. The Brahmana knew Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead, and still he accepted the respectful service of the Lord on the grounds of Vedic social convention. Lord Sri Krishna was playing just like a human being belonging to the Kshatriya division of the social system, and being a young boy, it was his duty to show respect to such a Brahmana. Lord Krishna continued, "Oh, best of all Brahmanas, you should always remain satisfied, because if a Brahmana is always self-satisfied, he will not deviate from his prescribed duties, and simply by sticking to sticking to sticking to one's prescribed duties, everyone, especially the Brahmanas, can attain the highest perfection of all desires. Even if a person is an opulent as the king of heaven, Indra, if he is not satisfied, he inevitably has to transmigrate from one planet to another. Such a person can never be happy under any circumstances. But if a person's mind is satisfied, even if he is briefed of a high position, he can be happy living everywhere and anywhere and everywhere. This instruction of Krishna to the Brahmana is very significant. Purport is that Brahmana should not be disturbed in any situation. In this modern age of Kali Yuga, the so-called Brahmanas have accepted the abominable position of the Sudras or less than Shudras, and still want to pass as qualified Brahmana. Actually, a qualified Brahmana always sticks to his own duties and never accepts those of a Shudra of one else than a Shudra. It is attached in the authorized under awkward circumstances, accept the profession of a Kshatriya or even a Vaishya, but never he is to accept the profession of a Shudra. Lord Krishna declared that Brahmana should never be disturbed by any adversary, adversary conditions of life. If condition of life, if he circum sorry circumlously sticks to his religious principles. In
Haribo. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Haribo, thank you so much, bro.
Okay, then
Still.
Neil Prabhu or Srikant Prabhu or Su Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Pranjal Prabhu, Tandat Pranam, Jai Shri
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. I can read now.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
From where, Prabhu? From the religious principles?
From this, in conclusion.
Okay. This one. In conclusion, Lord Sri Krishna said, I offer my respectful obeisances to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas because the Brahmanas are always self-satisfied and the Vaishnavas are always engaged in active activities for the human society. They are the best friends for the people in general. Both are free from false egoism and are always in a peaceful condition of mind. Lord Sri Krishna then decided to know about the rulers, Kshatriyas in the Brahmana's kingdom. So he inquired of whether the citizens of the kingdom were all happy. A king's qualification is judged by the temperament of people in the kingdom. If they are very happy in all respects, it is to be understood that the king is honest in executing his duties rightly. Krishna said the king in whose kingdom the citizens are happy is very dear to him. Of course, Krishna could understand that the Brahmana had come with a confidential message. Therefore, he said, if you have no objection, I am giving you permission to speak about your mission. Thus, being very satisfied by these transcendental pastimes of the Lord, the Brahmana narrated the whole story of his mission to come and see Krishna. He got out the letter which Rukmini had written to Krishna and said, these are the words of Princess Rukmini. My dear Krishna, O infallible and most beautiful one, any human being who appears to hear about your transcendental form and pastime immediately absorbs through his ears your name, fame, and qualities. Thus, all his material pangs subside, and he fixes your form in his heart. Through such transcendental love for you, he sees you always within himself, and by this process, all his desires become fulfilled. Similarly, I have heard of your transcendental qualities. I may be shameless in expressing myself so directly, but you have captivated me and taken my heart. You may suspect that I am an unmarried girl, young in age, and may doubt my steadiness of character, but my dear Mukunda, you are the supreme lion among the human beings, the supreme person among persons. Any girl, although not yet out of her home, or any woman who may be of the highest chastity, would decide to marry you, being captivated by your unprecedented character, knowledge, opulence, and position. I know that you are the husband of the goddess of fortune and that you are very kind towards your devotees. Therefore, I have dedicated to become your eternal maidservant. My dear Lord, I dedicate my life and soul unto your lotus feet. I have accepted your lordship as my selected husband, and I therefore request you to accept me as your wife. You are the supreme powerful, O lotus-eyed one. Now I belong to you. If that is that which is enjoyable for the lion to eat is taken away by the jackal, it will be a ludicrous affair. Therefore, I request you to immediately take care of me before I am taken away by Sisupala and other princes like him. My dear Lord, in my previous life, I may have done public welfare work like digging wells and blowing trees, or pious activities like performing ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices, and serving the superior spiritual master, the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. By these activities, perhaps I have pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. If this is so, then I wish that you, Lord Krishna, the brother of Lord Balarama, would please come here and catch hold of my hand, so that I may not be touched by Sisupala and his company. Rukmini's marriage with Sisupala was already settled. Therefore, she suggested that Krishna kidnap her so that this might not be changed. This so that might be changed. This sort of marriage, in which the girl is kidnapped by force, is known as Rakshasa and is practiced among the Kshatriyas or the administrative martial spirited type of men. Because her marriage was already arranged to take place the next day, Rukmini suggested that Krishna come there incognito to kidnap her and then fight with Sisupala and his allies, like the king of Magadha. Knowing that no one would conquer Krishna and that he would certainly emerge victorious, she addressed him as Ajita, the unconquerable. Rukmini told Krishna not to be concerned that many of her family members, including other women, might be wounded or even killed if the fighting took place within the palace. As the king of a country thinks of diplomatic ways to achieve his object, similarly, Rukmini, being a daughter of a king, was diplomatic in suggesting how this unnecessary and undesirable killing could be avoided. She explained that it was the custom of her family to visit the temple of the goddess Durga, their family deity, before a marriage. The Kshatriya kings were mostly staunch Vaishnavas, worshipping Lord Vishnu in either the Radha Krishna or Lakshmi Narayana form. Still, for their material welfare, they used to worship the goddess Durga. They never make the mistake, however, of accepting the demigods as supreme lord on the level of Vishnu Tattva, as did some of the less intelligent men. In order to avoid the unnecessary killing of her relatives, Rukmini suggested that it would be easiest for him to kidnap her while she was either going from the palace to the temple or else while she was returning home. She also explained to Krishna why she was so anxious to be married to him, even though her marriage was to take place with Sisupala, who was also qualified, being the son of a great king. Rukmini said that she did not think anyone was greater than Krishna, not even Lord Shiva, who is known as Mahadeva, the greatest of all demigods. Lord Shiva also seeks the pleasure of Lord Krishna in order to be delivered from his entanglement and the quality of ignorance within the material world. In spite of the fact that Lord Shiva is the greatest of all great souls, Mahatmas, he keeps on his head the purifying water of Gangas, the purifying water of the Ganges, which emanates from a hole in this material universe made by the toe of Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva is in charge of the material quality of ignorance, and in order to keep himself in a transcendental position, he always meditates on Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Rukmini knew very well that obtaining the favor of Krishna was not an easy job. If even Lord Shiva must purify himself for this purpose, surely it would be difficult for Rukmini, who was only the daughter of a Kshatriya king. Thus, she decided to dedicate her life to observing severe austerities and penances, such as fasting and going without bodily comforts. If it were not possible in this lifetime to gain Krishna's favor by these activities, she was prepared to do the same lifetime after lifetime. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that few devotees of the Lord execute devotional service with great determination. Such determination is exhibited by Rukmini Devi is the only price for purchasing Krishna's favor and is the way to ultimate success in Krishna consciousness. After explaining Rukmini Devi's statement to Krishna, the Brahmana said, "My dear Krishna, chief of the Yadu dynasty, I have brought this confidential message for you from Rukmini. Now it is placed before you for your consideration. After due deliberation, you can act as you please. But if you want to do something, you must do it immediately. There is not much time left for action." Haribol.
Those ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the 51st chapter of Krishna, Krishna the Panchor.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Srikant Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, so tomorrow we continue with finding out how Krishna kidnapped Rukmini.
Yes, bro.
Now we read 6 Astakam prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam Shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnam ridasvadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
नामकारी बोधान सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन फलाये तादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं मयि जनिननुग्रहा
Pranadapi Sunichena Taro Api Sahishnuna Amanina Manatena Kirtaniya Sadahari.
Haribol, Hare Krishna, Bhang Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Krishna Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandapanam Jai Shri Prabhupada. Haribo.
Bo.
Najanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Radhagati Shatahani Mama Jannani Jannanishwari Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahivati
Haribol. Ainandatanuja Kinkaram Paditamam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripa Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadarsam Vichintaya.
Nayanam Galada Srudaraya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulakairin Chitam Vapukara Dravanam Agrihane Pavishyati.
गायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रार्विषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दं विरहेण मे
Asisleva Padaracham Pinastumam Adarshanam Marmam Hatam Karotuva Yata Tata Vidatulang Pato Matprananastastu Sa Eva Narpanaha.
Haribol. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and those you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your constant devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharajananda Krishna, I am your eternal survivor. It's O Maharada. I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me from this ocean of death and place me as one of the autumns at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of loving flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separations, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly or roughly by his embrace or makes me reconnoitered by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful or unconditionally.
Haribo, Sri
Shishtastakam ki.
Ja. To
Haribo.
blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord, to consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to, to be independent or equal to the names of the Lord Vishnu.
To disobey
Disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
or
Yes,
consider
Prabhu.
Haribo. Blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in Persian, the Vedic version.
Consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to imagination.
Haribo.
To give someone the interpretation. Which implies the end of the holy.
To consider
Yeah, you can read Prabhu.
To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
Haribo.
Kanda.
To instruct faithless persons about the glories of the holy name.
Do not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee of Krishna must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve that success. Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema. Pancha.
Kripa
Oh, Era Prabhu, you are here.
Oh, Prabhu.